From the surface level, the 2025 blockbuster film directed and written by Ryan Coogler is seen as a horror movie about vampires that takes place in the 1930s Mississippi. But at its core, Center dives into many themes. But what if one of those themes was that the movie represented three groups: the integrationist vampires, the separatist black people, and the segregationist white people? Let's start with the separatist black people. And before I continue this, I have to preference that separation is not the same as segregation. Separation is when both groups separate for the betterment of one another. Both groups have their own, and each group control their own economy without outside influence. Segregation, on the other hand, is forced, unequal, and unjust division where one group still controls the other. So with that in mind, Smoke led the black separatists in the movie. Smoke and Stack are seen buying land for the community on top of threatening the Klan, and they also employ mostly black patrons to help them make more money in Cornbread, Delta Slim, and Perline. And unlike Stack, Smoke was more cautious when it came to associating with white people, and that was mainly for his safety and the safety of others. Aside from Smoke having a black wife in Annie, and Stack having a white ex-girlfriend in Mary, Stack was also willing to let Remick and the other vampires slash integrationists in because they wanted their money. But Smoke didn't want to because of what could happen. Smoke also didn't want Sammy to leave, since Sammy wanted to leave and possibly go to Chicago and play professionally, which meant he'll be introduced to more white people up north. Smoke even went so far as to point a gun at Sammy, showing him just how much he didn't want Sammy to do it. And just like Sammy, Stack and Mary were more accepting of the integrationists, which led to them being turned. And this is mainly because of them letting their guard down. Whereas on the other hand, Smoke protecting Sammy was the main reason he was never bitten. And this brings me to the integrationist vampires. Remick and his people represent the integrationist idea, but more the colonizing, get out type of integration. Remick claims to offer freedom, immortality, and escape from racism, but it comes at a cost of changing who you are. So becoming a vampire means losing your humanity, your traditions, and your independence to join a larger, supposedly more superior community led by someone else. I mean, Remick doesn't want to liberate the black community, he wants to absorb it, control it, and use its power, particularly Sammy's gift for his own purpose, which is reminiscent of cultural appropriation. Notice how Remick praises black music and culture, just like mainstream society later embraced black culture while still marginalizing black people, but his offer requires submission. It's not a partnership, it's an assimilation. The symbolism of the vampires not being able to enter until they're invited shows the liberal white man offering black people a better opportunity with integration, and the danger of black people opening the doors to integration and absorbing the trauma that comes with it. And the perfect analogy of this is Branch Rickey recruiting Jackie Robinson to play for the Dodgers. Branch Rickey came to Jackie Robinson's door with an opportunity to integrate baseball, to which Jackie Robinson accepted, even though Jackie Robinson was already in the Negro Leagues. And then, after Jackie Robinson, many other black baseball players from the Negro League started being recruited to the white-owned majors. And in the end, the black-owned Negro League dissolved due to the integration of Major League Baseball. So if Smoke would have joined Remick, he would have to risk not only losing himself, but also everything they built to assimilation. And in the end, they do eventually lose everything when Grace invites them in. And then Annie, Perline, and Delta Slim all die trying to preserve everything. And finally, Hogwood and the local white supremacists are segregationists, whom stand as the obvious traditional enemy. They want black people separated from white society but under their control, which is poor, powerless, and docile. And this is made evident by how the plan all along was them to go to the juke joint at sunrise with the Klan and kill everybody. And this is after Smoke and Stack paid for the land already. In the end, Hogwood didn't care about the money, it was about the ownership and the confidence that the twins displayed. They violently opposed even the slightest idea of black people having autonomy. In the end, Sinners isn't just a supernatural horror story, it's a layered allegory about power, identity, and survival. Through its clash of vampires, racists, and rebels, the film paints a haunting picture of the black experience in America, caught between those who would oppress them openly and those who would absorb them quietly. The tragedy isn't just in the bloodshed and loss of life, it's in the constant threat of losing your soul, your culture, and your freedom. Sinners argues that true liberation can't come from assimilation into a system built against you. It can't come from appeasing your oppressors or trusting those who offer easy answers. It comes from standing firm even when it's painful, even when it costs you everything. Smoke, Sammy, Annie, and the others weren't just fighting vampires, they were fighting for the right to exist on their own terms. And even though they lost their lives, they want something even greater, preservation of who they were. And in contrast, Stack and Mary chose the easy way out, gain eternal life, but at the cost of their own humanity.